Hey,
the Sunday soak.
Cheers.
Powered by Cork and Carry at the Park. Cheers, all.
Beautiful. Hot day, but not too hot. We're recording this on Saturday to be premiered on Sunday. We picked Saturday, boys, because it was going to be the least hellacious when it came to the weather. And so it's quite pleasant here in this pub.
It is. Yes, right now.
Boys, one word to describe the homestand so far, Choriza E.
Hot.
My Sox summer.
Hi.
For me, fun. First night, fun. One of the best class picks we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Star-studded group. Absolutely packed section. Was a thrill to do. Good start, other than the White Sox losing that first game 4-1. That's a tough one.
Yeah, that was a rough game.
That's
It was a rough one to watch too.
Yeah,
Like they just didn't. They left a lot of guys on base.
Yes.
And like double play with the base loaded and shit.
Yeah,
Like it's just like all the awful stuff.
The Ryan Noda
The-
slide where he let the ball bounce.
So
over
that was
and
happening
stuff.
right in front of us, right? And
Yeah,
so
we
it's
could
like
see
a
it
slow
coming.
motion happening. Like we were like, oh, don't dive for this.
Yeah, you could tell it was going to be bad if he dove for it, and he went for it anyway.
And then I felt bad because he looked up at the scoreboard to see the replay. I was like, yeah, then you realize just how far you were from that ball.
I mean, he was almost there. Like it was like when Woody Harrelson tries to dunk in That White Man Can't Jump. Like he was almost there.
All right, boys, we got some topics. We got some community notes. I'm going to toss over to Treasy. You pick first, my friend.
All right, I'm gonna go with the under community notes.
Yes.
We're gonna do White Sox. Dave just had Mike Vassell, Sean Burke, and Kyle Teal on the stretch. Which one of them do you think he's most in love with? And is that love deeper than MSS's love for Chief? I'll let you go first, Beef.
You know, it's funny. I was watching and I was analyzing this very thing because, you know, White Sox Dave loves the real grindy baseball guys.
Yeah.
And so, like, I thought initially his love for Kyle Teal would be the highest. And the seating position, he sat right by him. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I think Dave probably wants the guy he likes most close to him. However, throughout the interview, Mike Vassell was just showing out so much
Yeah.
that I think there was a kinship developing there between them two. And so it became tough to say, I think it's probably still Kyle Teal that he's in love with. And I think as the season goes on, Teal will have more opportunities to become like his guy. But yeah, so I'll go in that direction first. And no, even though my Sox summer was shooketh by finding out that Chief really thinks you're the smartest one of us.
Shunned.
He was effectively, right? It wasn't totally closed off, but I could see his heart breaking in real time when he heard that. So I think his love has fallen lower, but it's still greater than the White Sox Dave loves for Kyle Teal at this point.
Okay, and Mike Vassell.
And Mike Vassell.
Okay.
Correct.
MSS.
First of all, go fuck yourself, both of you too. No, my love for Chief, okay, and his love for me, he's just giving me a hard time in front of all the boys, right? This is like pulling the guy's hair and all that stuff. He's still deeply and madly in love with your boy. He just is saying, hey,
He
he
didn't
saw
want
that juicy
to
double.
look too horny.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't
Play a little hard
respect
to
him.
get. Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I wouldn't respect him, nor would I love him as much as I do if he didn't do stuff like that, because that's what keeps it interesting, and that's why we have a relationship. Now, who did he like? And I'm with you. I think Vassell is definitely the guy that he went over to, but we'll share a little information. He says they bust Teal's balls left and right, so I think he was joining the cool kids and picking on the kid.
Yeah.
Like, that was the guy he wanted to be with, but he's like, oh man, he's not alpha like me, White Sox Dave. So like,
Right.
I got to go with the guy who seems more alpha, which is Mike Vassell. But I thought in that interview, if you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it. But when Teal talks about how they were like getting like he used to pick on him in college when Vassell used to pick on him in college. He goes, but now we're rookies at the same time, so like
Rookie
we're
on
like
rookie crime.
rookie on our crime. Yeah, I thought that was great. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with Mike Vassell as the guy that you want. Burke, quiet, stoic.
Yep.
And as the guy that was here last year, the veteran.
The veteran out of the group.
It's so crazy.
I think
He played 1 month longer than the other guys.
if you're gonna watch it, some of the best parts with Burke are about actually pitching.
That's
and,
right.
and
Yeah.
about working with Brian Bannister. So there's some interesting stuff
There's
there.
a lot of stuff.
Like, but he didn't seem as funny as the other guys. And
Right.
Vassell, I agree, he probably fell in love with him, especially because Vassell was the only one when Dave was like, hey, I know this ump. I used to live with this guy.
Yes.
Give him some shit. Vassell, like Burke and Teal, you could tell where it's kind of like, oh, well, I would never do that.
They felt uncomfortable about
And
it.
Vassell's like, I can say this and say it came from you, right? You know he's gonna do it. Like, so I was like, okay, yeah, this is his kind of guy.
there's also a level of you want to like the grindy baseball guy, but he's also kind of the weirdo guy that does naked stuff. And you don't want to be that close to the naked guy. Like you be friends with him, but you don't want to be that buddy, because then next thing you know, they're naked around you doing weird shit. Right. You're like, I don't want all that.
The other thing though, too, is that like Dave pulled the cheek in that. He was so heartbroken that Chase Mydrop was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so I think all of them are like, well, we're second fiddle to fucking Chase.
Chase is sick, right? They said he's sick. There's some value.
He played. They said he's been under the weather.
Yeah.
Fucking scored on that play yesterday. Like, if he didn't do that, they wouldn't have scored a fucking run.
You can imagine the big balls this man has if he's been sick all this time and still playing that fucking hard, man.
Huge balls, little legs. That's why he wobbles.
not quite the dong of a Scottie Pippen.
No, he had a 2-foot dong beyond his ankle.
You imagine that thing swimming around in there?
My God, coil that shit up.
It'd be like that fucking thing in Star Wars that drags them under in the pit.
How do you not know what it's called? You're the Star Wars nerd.
I didn't want to say it.
It's like a Roth or something.
It's early in the morning. We can't hit him up.
That's what he calls it. Stick. He doesn't want to get
That's his pet name. He doesn't want to let it out. Yeah, no, you call him. That's awesome. Hell yeah, we're finding out freaky shit about Treasy here. Right
Some
now.
say the Sunday Stoke has lost a step. I say otherwise. So I'm going to be
trending up, kids. Trending up,
motherfuckers.
All right, my Sox Summer, your turn to pick a question off the board.
I'm going to go with the baseball related thing as the baseball expert in the group.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say with the trade deadline coming up, which White Sox veteran do you want to see stay with the team?
Yeah. So who's here that you're like, I don't want him to trade him. I would like to hang on to him.
I think at this point, I have to say Luis Robert is the guy that I want to stay with the team.
Okay.
Mostly because I don't want to see, he got traded for 3 round 5 drafts and a bag of balls and make it look even more embarrassing for the organization.
Yeah.
Let's keep him. Let's take a flyer and maybe try to work out some type of a multi-year deal after the fact, which me, Chirizi, and Slim Mick agreed upon should be around $20 million.
So you know it's
2
good.
to 3
so
years.
you know it's dumb. You know it's never going to happen. But
I talked to Scott Boras about this.
You clearly want to.
So that's the guy I think that we should keep on the team.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of Sox fans that disagree with you because they're
Go fuck
fatigued with Luis Robert Jr.
That's
But
all right.
I respect the fact that you're not. You're like, okay, yeah, he's had a bad run. Fuck it. I don't care.
We already paid for it.
It's
We gotta
already-
enjoy it.
We bought it. Let's keep it.
It's a shitty pizza. You're like, but it's still pizza.
It's
So
still
let's,
pizza, exactly.
when healthy, the pizza's still okay.
Teresa, how about you, bro?
I'm going to go a little different direction.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Aaron Savale is a guy that I want to see stick around for the rest of the year because I don't think you get, to your point about not getting much, right? You get some like flyer, like 18-year-old kid that can't throw a strike to save his fucking life. Right?
Yeah.
You get one of those and that person washes out or whatever. But what could be more valuable is Savale eating up a lot of innings at the end of this year that Shane Smith doesn't have to have to do.
Yep.
That you don't have to put
That's true.
Mike Vassell putting him into a starting role and throwing way more pitches than he ever has. You don't want to get guys when they're looking like they're a little shaky, a little hurt, like Jonathan Cannon comes back, maybe he's not feeling good, let him skip a start. Like all those things need to happen at the end of this season.
Right.
And a guy like Aaron Savale makes that happen. Hauser's going to get traded. Like
I think he's going to be.
They're going to get something nice for Hauser.
Yeah.
But
He's pitching well.
But for Savale,
Nice
you're not
pitch.
going to get shit. But he's very valuable for exactly that task. And so I want to see him stay.
I mean, Teresa also
He's a big boy.
he also buried the lead that like it keeps you from having to see like 7 years past his prime Noah Syndergaard show back up
Oh
here.
my God.
It keeps you from having to see fucking dirty acid washed out Mike Clevenger come back up here and pitch again. So like it keeps the old like version of the White Sox where they have these aged retreads that are like 10 years past their prime rolling through so people can say same old Sox.
Yeah.
It could be an actual current major league pitcher soaking up those innings. And yeah, that's going to be an important part of the back part of the year when a lot of people start tuning out kind of after the trade deadline. I think a lot of the fans will tune out, but it's important to keep these guys healthy and keep this train rolling a little bit, right? We talked about the interview that White Sox Dave did. There's an air of positivity within the group. A bunch of guys getting injured because they're not prepared for having the back end of the season here with this pitching. Easy would be devastating for that aura for the group.
Oh, absolutely.
The clubhouse or whatever. I'm going to go a slightly different direction. It's going to go anti my Sox summer here because I have a feeling that Luis Robert gets traded. I want to see Unk stick around. I want Michael A. Taylor to stick around. And the reason why is because, to me, like an acquisition like that in the offseason, a very like cheap, we'll grab this veteran. He still plays very good outfield defense. He knows the assignment. He doesn't hit very much, but he's going to yank some fucking home runs. I'm going to swing hard. It was all the Adam Engel shit that we always wanted. Adam Engel, just put your big, fat, thick, juicy ass into the ball and hit me 20 home runs, all right? The dumper. You got to get the dumper in it. Michael A. does all that shit. Michael A. is a good base runner. But one of the things that's underrated with regards to his role here, and I was talking about this with Mr. Hand, and it came up in that interview too, is that these young kids, when Michael A. Taylor talks, they listen. So you always hear like the veteran presence or veteran leadership, whatever. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. Set a good example. Help these young guys learn how to be pros. Show up to the ballpark and play hard every day, even though you're kind of at the ass end of your career. And so I got no problem with guys like that sticking around and running out through the end of the season and playing a bunch. That's fine by me. They're going to give it all they got.
Well, see, Beef, the other thing that you don't think about in this scenario, too, is let's say you get rid of Luis, like you trade Luis away.
Yeah.
No one else can play center field other than Michael A. Taylor.
Correct.
So, like,
There's
you're
no
in a
one
bad situation if you're going to be, like, trotting out, like, bringing up, like, Dom Fletcher or someone to play center field. It's gonna, we don't want to watch that.
And we love Dom. You know, we love, can you give me another,
let me get you
one of them guys who gets a little something. All right. I'm up on the.
You're up. What are you going to pick there?
I'm going to pick. And because it's that part of the season, and Treasy mentioned it, they're going to have to get reinforcements. Are there any free agents or people that have been recently DFA'd that you'd like to see the White Sox take a stab at as we're going kind of through the season here? And I'm going to start with my Sox summer because I think he has someone on the top of his head.
I mean, come on, guys. We tweeted about it. I get tagged, and as soon as it happens, we need TJ McFarland on the south side of Chicago. Bring this motherfucker home. Let him play for the boys in black. Have him right over there. It would be great. I am like, I sent a text message to my best friend and my child's godfather, Brooks Boyer, to make sure that he knew that it was on his radar. And he said he was going to send it to the people in charge that needed to happen, make it happen. I then in turn sent that to TJ's parents so they knew that I was advocating for their son to come on over. So let's get him in. I mean, it can't be any worse than what we have. Right. And he needs a team that can field behind him. And our team is very good defensively. He gets ground balls. And plus, he's been around forever. We need him here. Let's bring him home. I need a McFarland 66 White Sox jersey. Let's make it happen.
I love it.
The numbers are rough, but still throwing a 60% ground ball rate.
Right.
I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
it's like 348 or something.
In a way, he fits sort of what the White Sox have been doing in the bullpen, where they're getting all these mismatched parts and guys that do things that have been effective, but they're not the fire-breathing 98-mile-an-hour fastball and the tunnel slider type shit, you know? So, like, he does kind of fit the way they like to put it together.
He also doesn't walk anyone, which is another thing.
Which is huge.
You know, so.
Yeah, let the infield defense kind of take care of you, you know? That's the approach.
And he's the kind of guy that, like, you could do multi-inning with, right? Like, so when we're talking about, like, long, like, down the road here that we're going to need all these innings, like, he might be able to get you 2-3 innings in a game. You know, he's like a Tyler Gilbert type of.
Veteran presence.
Sorry, Tyler Alexander.
Talking to his father last weekend at a graduation party. He is beloved in the clubhouse. People love him. He was really good. He does a great Harry Carey impersonation that they have him do.
Better than Ryan Dempster? Better than Ryan Dempster?
Definitely better than Ryan Dempster. Hates obvious shirts just like me. I'm kidding. If that's a deal, I'm sorry. No, it's not happening. But yeah, no, he is a veteran presence for all the guys in the clubhouse, in the bullpen, just all around. Just a guy that's been there forever and is like, you know, when we talk about like local H or, you know, as a working band, like a working professional out there. So get this motherfucker over here. Let's do it.
I love it. I mean, no notes. As far as I'm concerned. Treasy, how about you, bro?
Rowdy Tellez is out there, right?
Rowdy Tellez is out there.
Team Mexico's own.
Woo!
Hey, you know, look,
the chunky guy too. I love big guy.
Yeah,
I'm fine with the Sox giving Bolo, Illinois' finest, Ryan Notice some runway here. Let him get some at bats, but bring in a big boy. bring in a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Maybe. That's our kind of guy.
He looks a little bit like Eddie Barstool too, which is kind of fun, right?
He looks like he should be sitting with us if he's not at the plate. So I kind of love Roddy Tellez. I give him a chance. Let's see if he could get that OPS back.
I was gonna say his numbers have been really bad.
Yeah.
But thinking about this from the way the team plays out, Ryan Noah is another example of the guys that like take a lot of pitches, take some walks or whatever. There's some power there, but that's not the main thing in the profile. The White Sox could use a guy that just hits home runs to bring in these guys. And that's why that was a lot of the people's argument for Tim Elko, right?
Yeah.
However, Tellez is a lefty who has done this a bunch before. And so, like, if you're going to take a run at a guy, it makes total sense to me to, like,
they seem to want a lefty
shot.
first base.
They seem to, because the power plays well in our ballpark. Having left-handed power would be huge. I'm interested to see if Tellez completely clears and then if they do take a shot at him or not, or if he ends up kind of with someone else. But he seems like the type of guy that would catch on somewhere, especially a team that has a lot of righty bats that could use the balance with lefties.
If Andrew Vaughn could get traded.
Right, let's get traded. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The guy I've been looking at, and I've seen a couple people talk about it a little bit, seems like a reclamation project the White Sox might want to take on is Spencer Turnbull. Spencer Turnbull was good recently, and now he's been put out there.
I talked about him right before the season as a guy that they should look at because not to start though.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely, but as a reliever, he played well last year.
Yeah.
And so it's an option. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's one of those like let's shoot from the hip and see if we can get this to work out because they do have a lot of that shit going on in the bullpen. They're rotating stuff through. Yes, we have been blessed getting Grant Taylor here to the majors, who looks like a real bullpen piece. I still like Steven Wilson, and the sweeper has been tremendous. But other than that, who are really dependable bullpen pieces? You can change out any of this shit and move along. You can move along from Dan Altavia if you want. He's in witness protection. There's no one in here who's got a set part. So I would love to see them take a shot at someone they think they can make a minor fix and move along with it. I don't think anyone that you're grabbing right now turns into a trade piece. These are just make the Sox watchable for the remaining 4 months or whatever, 3.5 months that there is. And so, I'm sure there's others out. You talked about Seth Brown the other day. There's a bunch of guys out. JD Martinez is still out there, although I don't think the Sox are going to take a shot at him.
I'm surprised no one's picked him up though.
I am too, actually.
It seems like there's a bunch of teams that could use just a DH only guy and just throw him in there.
Just come and hit.
And I'm sure he's not going to be that expensive at this. He's like 38 years old.
Right. Yeah, he's an old man looking for that last job. Yeah, he's on one leg. All right, let's close this out. Teresa E, what do you spend?
Man, it's summertime, man. So I wanted to get a nice hip hop album going, so I'm listening to Anderson .Paak's Malibu.
Okay,
that's a great album, and he's a drummer, so it's like a drum forward kind of hip hop. It's really good shit. I love it.
Anderson .Paak.
Paak.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay, and the name of the album is Malibu.
Malibu.
That's got a summer feel to it. My Sox summer. Fresh talent, my friend.
Actually, no fresh talent because the kids have been home and the wife has been home working from home, so I haven't been able to like peruse ePorner like I normally would and come up with some bits for this section. Oh, only for this part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just
for watching porn
just for
because I want to.
Absolutely.
I'm doing it because I needed stuff for this bit. So I'm going to go with the girl from classic days that did not get enough love and during her day that needs more love, and that's Gage. So if you like a short little superstar and really nice, not real boobs and a nice ass, look up Gage. She's dirty as hell. She's usually stuck with the same partner in a lot of her scenes. Right. You definitely look as good as that guy. So you're not going to get envy. You're never going to be like, oh, God, this guy is so hot, like J-Mac. Like, I can't watch J-Mac because, like, you're like, Jesus Christ, this guy's an Adonis and has a huge cock. He's no Scottie Pippen, but, he's pretty stud. So, yeah, Gage, she was awesome. She even has like, one of the first, like, on-demand, like choose your own adventure porns.
Wow!
So I might own that, and I might have it autographed by her. But you should definitely check her out.
She's trying to get the memorabilia to go up.
It's available on eBay.
She made a return to the adult entertainment industry not too long ago because she wrote a long book and said, I can't get jobs anywhere else, so I have to come back.
Wow.
But you should watch her early stuff. It is good. So she's from Ohio. Midwesterner girls always rock the porn. They're dirty. So, Gage, go check her out.
I love that endorsement.
All right off the top of the cuff.
One parting thought. If you get home from a long day of alcoholic beverages and White Sox and Flo Rida concert and you have an urge to order White Castle via Uber Eats. Make sure you do that because it's going to be one of the best things you ever do, no matter how many farts are coming the next day from
Nice.
that. Thanks. We'll see you.
That's
Appreciate
right.
you.
8 p.m. tonight.
Absolutely.
Season
Love
2 premiere.
Cork and Carry at the park. See y'all. Bye.